is the Panthers versus the Raiders, and this one is very, very hard to call because these are two teams that love a tight win. They're two teams that most of their losses have been relatively tight as well, which if you go to the stats on, the Raiders have an average losing margin of 7.8, which is as good as 8 points. The Panthers' average losing margin just 6 points. The Panthers' average win margin 14 points. The Raiders' average win margin 9.2. So this one has tight game written all over it based on how these teams perform. Even defensively, they're very similar. The Panthers only conceding 170 points, the Raiders 177. So this one could be an incredibly tight, low-scoring affair, which is why I'm going to back whatever they offer the under at, as long as it's semi-reasonable. I'm looking in and around sort of the 36.5 mark. That would be where I'd find my value for that one. The Panthers, not changed. Coruscant back named in 9, but he played there anyway. So Kenny drops out. Tetevano comes back to the bench, so adds a little bit of bulk coming off the bench as well. The Raiders, however, a slight change up. Nickel Clockstad comes back into the fullback role. That is their only change of notoriety this week. Curtis Scott keeps his spot as well after a good performance, and John Bateman is still there as well as Haru Iranara on the bench.
So I'll address your tip in a minute, but I don't think this is hard at all. I think the Panthers have it. The Raiders are probably back to their best lineup, but Penrith have been too good. They've been too strong. We said it was going to be a close game last week, and they blew the Manly Sea Eagles out of the water. They scored 4 tries in about 24 minutes. It was just dumb how quick it went and how quickly that game was over. The Raiders do get Nickel Clockstad back. You could tell that he was missed last week. But you just can't. You can't go past this Panthers side. Honestly, if they play like how they did last week again this week, they're going to run riot over the Raiders, who again have been fantastic defensively, and they have John Bateman back, who played superbly last week. But Panthers are too good. They're too strong. I personally don't give the Raiders a bloody hope in hell. So I will, there's your quick analysis. I don't need to go any deeper than that. Straight into the bets. Let me ask you this first. The line they currently have is 34.5. Are you happy with it?
Oh, God, no. So if they're offering 34.5, take the over on that. That's way too tight. That's what, like an 18-16 win, so would basically see that come in. There's going to be more points than that, definitely. But it is going to be tight. They're two very good defensive teams.
I agree. I question your logic because in the last 5 games, the smallest total points score has been 42. So I'm absolutely taking the over 34.5 there at $1.90. Within those games, the second half has been the top scoring half in 3 of the last 5. I'm not going to suggest going second half as the over. I do think that will be the case, but I'm not going to add that as my tip. Instead, I think that the Panthers are going to target John Bateman. He may have been superb last week, but I don't think he's quite up to 100% in terms of match fitness. I think they're going to send Viliami kick-out at him from close range. So I'm going to go with a kick-out anytime try scorer at 310. But I will diversify myself. I will look at the Raiders. They're coming up against a side that has Wateni Zalesniak on the wing. If the numbers line up how they are listed, that should see, and again, I'm going to get this wrong, so sue me. Whichever winger's lining up against Wateni Zalesniak is going to score. I'm going with Nick Kotrick at 250. I thoroughly enjoy how he plays. But if Rapana's lining up against him, it's going to be Rapana that scores. He's currently at 275. So just figure out who's going to be up against him, and that's going to be who scores.
Yeah, so that would be Rapana based on how the numbers line up. But yeah, for my tip on that one, I say back the over 34.5. It's going to be tight, but it's not going to be 35 points tight. So I say as well, Panthers 1-12. That would be how I'd go with that one. I wouldn't touch an anytime try scorer in this one, just because these are two teams that are very good defensively, it's got to be said. Some of the best in the league. They love to eke out a tight win. And the fact that these two only win by such slim margins and lose by such slim margins, I think going... if you want to play it safe, go either team 1-12. But for me, Panthers 1-12 with the over 34.5 if you're going to multi it up. And I see that one getting home in emphatic fashion.
Panthers 1-12, 288. Oddly enough, the Panthers 13 plus is the better, is the more hammered line. I guess big win, little win at the moment, paying 270. If you go with the multi on that, Panthers 1-12 with the over for a same game multi, it's over 35.5. Just keep that in mind. It pays 625.
Okay, then we will move on to the next one.